The problem with this APC government is that sometimes when we see the obvious truth, they always want to bamboozle us as if maybe now they go school, we don't go. Now, our Vice President, Shetima, made a video where he said he was almost removed by the former president. Dogara and co, those National Assembly members, do their ground and make it known to the president. You can't even remove his councillor, let alone sitting governor. And today, some of these APC faithful are trying to corner it that whatever he's saying, it has nothing to do with that of Rivers State where st0p was suspended. Now, before I have anything to say, hear this guy out. Somebody they talk say see Oyibo, and the other one they say see father.
Well, to put it in clear context, what elicited the Vice President's remarks at the book launch yesterday was when he was speaking on Bella Aduke. He was talking on when Aduke spoke about forgiveness, that he had forgiven all those who, in his words, persecuted him. And so the Vice President, in writing on that particular discussion, in writing on that particular statement, also gave his own analysis, gave his own view of what transpired when he was government, in which he mentioned the way and manner former President Goodluck Jonathan, the administration, attempted to remove him from government as being the governor of Borno State. And so he spoke on how it was that former Speaker Aminu Tambuwal and, of course, Bella Aduke advised the then President Jonathan against removing him. And then, unfortunately for us, we have some section of the media that has taken it out of context. And so I think that is totally wrong, because what the Vice President was speaking about was about how the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan attempted to perpetually remove him from office. Now, the word there is remove. Okay, what we have in play in Rivers State now is being want to be juxtaposed with, given the rupture in the media, in some section of the media over this, is that here you have a Vice President who is criticizing, so to speak, or picking holes in the actions of the President. Let me put it for the records, that this Vice President is totally in support of the actions taken in Rivers State. This Vice President has never questioned the action of Mr. President and would never do that. This Vice President said that, look, that there was an attempt to remove him from office by the then President of Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan. What we have in play today is suspension of a governor, right? Suspension of the government of st0p in Rivers State. It is totally different from the attempted removal of the then Governor Shetima in Borno State. And I think we must give accolades to the President, because if not for his actions, if not for the bold decision he took in Rivers State, by now nobody would have been discussing about st0p. He would have been perpetually impeached. Impeached means, look, there wouldn't have been any space for him to come back. And so if you have a situation where you have discussions, as it is being alleged, going on to bring him back, I mean, it gives some accolade that, look, that this president exercised wisdom. Because otherwise, by now, st0p would have been gone. And nobody would have been talking about his coming back. But through that action, you can see that, look, that there's opportunity for the governor to come back. Secondly, again, is the calm and peace that has returned to Rivers State ever since this particular president took this action. We have seen stability in Rivers State. We have seen calmness return to Rivers State against the destruction of properties, both at the state level and, of course, some of our national assets being destroyed at that point in time, as against the credible intelligence report too that was at the disposal of Mr. President. So for those who are trying to pitch the heads of Mr. President and his vice, I dare say there is nothing like that. This Vice President remains loyal, absolutely loyal, remains committed to the renewable agenda of Mr. President, and will continue to support this President. And let no one be deceived. For each and every member of this administration, from the Vice President down to his aides, we are in support, totally in support of the President's actions, no regrets whatsoever.
Suspension means temporary removal. They take you come out for some time. Probably you might be back, or you just be full termination. Why removed means total termination. They remove you, you are not coming back again. That is the difference between suspension and being removed from office. Quite understandable. Now, as at the time Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was trying to remove this same Shetima as the governor, do you think if he has an option of suspending him, he would have employed that just to make sure that from suspension automatically it might just become total removal? The man employed all of this, but it was made known to him that you not go feed one. Being suspension, being removal, almost the same thing. You can't suspend a local government chairman, let alone the governor. And that was how those things bite on arrival. And if you check very well, everything so far said by our vice president, almost like some kind of comparison analysis, try to compare our National Assembly back then and that of the one we have at the moment. Because those one can stand their ground and tell the president, this thing you are saying, no, it won't go that way. Can this same Senate president, Godswill Akpabio, come out and tell the world that on this note, president wants this, and we, the National Assembly member, said no? Has there ever been anything like that? Before the National Assembly could even pass a vote, it's already approved by him. So why would people not call him rubber stamp National Assembly? Because there's supposed to be some kind of separation of power. But instead, whatever the president wants, whether it's for the people or for his own selfish interest, is being passed. If you check during the time of this suspension of st0p Fubara, Senator Seriake Dickson, a man that has so much respect, came out and criticized the whole scenario. The man, the sole administrator, was sworn in even a day before the National Assembly could sit to approve of it or disapprove of it. And what they're supposed to do is to just make sure that they do the normal voting process, where those ones who are in support of it will cast their vote, while those ones who are not in support can also say we are not, so that they will count it, the majority will have their day. Do they do that? No. Instead, they now say, I have it. Now, for posterity's sake, if somebody who just want to make sure Nigeria as a nation is in his pocket now find his way into that same government house tomorrow and now begin to use the precedents, the record so far set out by this same National Assembly and the president, now begin to use that record to govern Nigeria for its own selfish interest, do you think Nigeria will have the voice to speak against it? Because somebody have done it before and it's now a norm and it's not a normal thing, whether it is constitutional or not. So what I'm saying in essence is that this same APC-led government, they shouldn't be calling us fool. We know how to read, we know how to write. You cannot tell me what I heard or what I saw on TV. You now begin to have another misinterpretation just to convince people. Instead of you to use this same energy to try as much as possible, deliver on the dividends of democracy, you guys are working on a daily basis just to make sure you paint white, black. You say River people are happy. In what way? How are they happy? Have you not seen some Rivers people coming out over the bogus and padded budget? A situation whereby millions of naira that would have been geared towards some developmental project is now being budgeted to use to buy CCTV cameras, whereby the one that was installed by Julius Berger is still very much active. You are coming in just to spend 6 months in office. Somebody that is coming in to spend 4 years have not seen the need to change it. You that is there barely some months, you just want to change it. Of what benefit? Are you now liking that government house more than those that are elected into that same office that will spend more than 4 years? I think these are some of the things that make most of Rivers are crying at the moment. For the record, they are not happy, because if you check it properly, what they have done to st0p Fubara and that of Rivers State is just that they just want to make that state almost like an enterprise to Wike. Because some of those things it once rejected st0p Fubara, is now those things they have imposed on him, hook, line, and sinker, that he must accept by all means if he want to come back again. Human ones are insearchable. The man want to come back, even if he did a video that is so happy that ever since he left office, he's looking refreshing on a daily basis. Those are just mere political statements. And don't be so surprised. In the next few months from now, he might be reinstalled and declare himself APC member. So for the record, once again, we know the difference between removal and that of suspension. And had it been since Fubara did not agree to the terms being given to him by the same Wike, courtesy of our president, do you think this suspension wouldn't have been changed to total removal? And that is the exact thing even the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was trying to even implement against Shetima. Because as at the time, he tried as much as possible to remove him, he was also looking for another means to suspend him. Probably from suspension, it might just be total removal. And they said to him wholeheartedly, you cannot suspend a councillor, you cannot remove a councillor, let alone a governor of a state. And that same Nigeria is still that same Nigeria of today. The same democracy, the same constitution, nothing has changed. We should learn to call a spade a spade. Because this one might just be benefiting to your principal today. Tomorrow, he might not be in that same office. When another selfish human being finds his way to Aso Rock tomorrow, and now begin to make instances that so time like this, a president called Bola Ahmed Tinubu did this. As a result of that, he has the right to do whatever he's tend to do. And now cite instances from this. I believe you and I will be helpless to defend it, simply because as at the time Bola Ahmed Tinubu did that, you on your own, you supported it. I see no reason why somebody will do it tomorrow. You will go against it. Meanwhile, you and I know that it's unlawful, because everybody saddled with the responsibility of interpreting law or implementing it, or they all went against it. And you are coming in because now you go school pass, because now you sabi speak Oyibo, because now you want to define what removal mean and what suspension mean, because we don't know before. If I can suspend you, I go feel remove you. Removal means total termination. Suspension means temporary suspension, just stay there. And if anybody have his way, that suspension might eventually turn to total removal. If, like I said before, say Fubara not agree, say all those terms given to him now, he must come to APC. If you want to come back the second tenure, it will be decided by Wike, or you know, we won't come back. All the local government chairman, now Wike will decide now. House of Assembly members who they suspend, they should come back again, and all their entitlement from day one go pay them. Supposing all those things, you not agree. If you say this suspension where they give us, so if you not turn to permanent total removal. I just want to urge again, every strength we wanna get, we wanna use and take work for Nigeria, so that when our hand work, people go to see, as a result of that, they go one vote for now. But instead, when I believe, say, when I go use one man sing song, tell us lies, make us to believe, say, those lies, say, not true. No, now, it's not possible. One will expect anything like this. If you call, Mona let her go, pretend as if so and not see, and focus on the dividends of democracy, build every of those infrastructures that will make Nigeria stand out as a well-developed country. But it not be like that. When they use on man till they drive motor, they sing music. But when it comes to physical of those things, whether they're there on ground, it not there. Anyway, whatever you think, drop your comment in the comment section once again. Share and follow the page. For the record, Nigeria belongs to us. Stop bamboozling us. Let us see that thing you are doing. Let it begin to manifest for us to see. Not you telling us in assumption as if maybe we are not living in Nigeria. If we live in Nigeria, we'll see everything we want to do. Hunger is in the land. Insecurity is the order of the day. What are you people doing about that? The strength you guys are using now just to defend what is Shetima talk. When are not the user, they tell the security operatives to make sure that there's security in the land.